We're back for some more of Daniel's birthday special, everybody. And we are playing Jeopardy Platinum Edition for the Game Boy. Let's see how we do in this game, shall we? We shall. Let's play. Taking on Chris this game. And we have these as our 6 categories. Bodies of water, vocabulary, notice the letter V, quotation marks, presidents, travel and tourism, trees, opera. Bodies of water for 100. Countries bordering on this Gulf include Qatar and Saudi Arabia. What's the Persian Gulf? Bodies of water 200. The Bay of Tangier on Africa's northern coast is an inlet on this strait. What is the Strait of Gibraltar? Bodies of water for 300. Lisbon lies on this river, the longest on the Iberian Peninsula. Wrong. The Tagus River. Alright. Noted for its high tides, this bay separates Nova Scotia from New Brunswick. What is the Bay of Fundy? Bodies of water for 500. Daily double. The Philippine capital is located on this bay. What is Manila Bay? There we go! 1400. Nice. Let's look at the other categories. Opera, I guess, for 100. On December 24th, 1871, this opera premiered in Cairo, Egypt. Aida. Alright. It can refer to a gentleman's gentleman or one who parks cars. What's a valet? Vocabulary for 200. The student, usually of highest rank, who gives the farewell speech at graduation. Who is the valedictorian? Huh. Vocabulary for 300. Native to the Andes, it's the smallest member of the camel family. The vicuna. I've never heard of that, but okay. Derived from Latin, it means word for word. Verbatim. Italian for a master musician or a person skilled in the arts. A virtuoso. Alright. Exclude. He was nicknamed the Professor. Ooh. Woodrow Wilson was nicknamed the Professor. Oh, alright. Among the president's perks are the use of Camp David and this jet. What is Air Force One? Alright. Let's go with President's 200. Political cartoonists of the day called him King Andrew. I'm going to take a guess and say who was Andrew Jackson. Presidents for 300. He was the Grits and Fritz in 76 bumper stickers. Who is Jimmy Carter? President's 400. This future president was Secretary of Commerce under Harding and Coolidge. Herbert Hoover. Alright. I guess opera for 200. To save her husband Florestan, Leonore disguises herself as a young man in a Beethoven opera. Hey, Tiger. Fidelio. The Seward Silver Salmon Derby is an annual summer event in this state. What is Alaska? Travel and tourism for 100. It's the main attraction in Pike National Forest. What is Pikes Peak? The travel and tourism for 300. This New York City complex contains the GE Building and Radio City Music Hall. What's Rockefeller Center? Travel and tourism for 400. The gravesite of Man of War is in a Lexington Horse Park in this state. What's Kentucky? Travel and tourism for 500. This Central American country is bisected by the Trans-Isthmian Highway. What is Panama? This hunchback is the Duke of Mantua's court jester. Who is Quasimodo? Ah, Pika-Rupa. And it's Rigoletto. Alright. Trees for 100. Its name is from the Greek for well covered, and it covers Australia pretty well. What's the eucalyptus? Trees for 200. This family of tropical trees has two major types of leaves, fan-shaped and feather-shaped. What's the palm tree? Trees for 300. The Save This Giant Tree League was one of the first conservation groups in the U.S. What is the banyan? Ah, forgot. The redwood. I'll stick with trees. These trees are known for their winged seeds called keys. no idea. Maples. Species of this popular poplar include the big-tooth and quaking. The aspen, yeah. Alright. Next. An argument ends Act 1 of his Barber of Seville, which premiered in Rome in 1816. Chris. Gioacchino Rossini. Oh, Rossini. Alright. Last clue. The tenor aria Vesti la Giuba was one of the highlights of Act 1 of this 1892 opera. I Pigliacci. Alright. So, Chris, at the end of Double Jeopardy, you have 2,600 and I have 3,500, so you're going first. Where are we starting? State capitals for 200. Beantown. I was there not so long ago. What is Boston? State capitals for 400. The Bluegrass capital. What is Frankfurt? State capitals for 600. The gateway to Glacier Bay National Park. What is Juneau? State capitals for 800. The friendly city in the sky. What is Denver? State capitals for 1,000. Crabtown. Annapolis, Maryland, yeah. Alright. Human body 200. While almost any vein can become varicose, most occur in this part of the body. What's the leg? Human body for 400. The sclera is the hard white outer layer of this. What's the eye? Human body for 600. The other daily double. Ah, I found every single daily double. The blood carries carbon dioxide and this other gas. What is oxygen? Of course. Human body for 800. By definition, a person with type 1 diabetes is dependent on this. What is insulin? The human body for 1,000. The esophagus leads into this organ. The duodenum leads out. What's the stomach? Alright. And the other categories we have left are swim and dive, straights, hodgepodge, and US geography. A person with this job is also called a 10%er. What is an accountant? Wrong. Alright. Alright. It's agent. Oh, alright. Let's have straights for 200. In 1990, the Soviet Union and the U.S. urged the building of an international park along this strait. What is the Bering Strait? Sailing ships rounding South America once avoided this strait because of storms and fog. What's the Strait of Magellan? Straights for 600. When Alexander the Great led his troops across this strait, it was known as the Hell's Point. What's the Dardanelles? Cape Trafalgar in Spain and Cape Spartel in Morocco mark the western limit of this strait. What is the Strait of Gibraltar? Straits for 1,000. This strategic strait is bound by Iran on the north and east and the Arabian Peninsula on the south. What is the Strait of Hormuz? Yep. Swim and dive, 200. In 1940, John Sigmund swam 292 miles down this river from St. Louis. What's the Mississippi? Swim and dive, 400. In this event, swimmers perform acrobatic movements to music. What is synchronized swimming? Swim and dive, 600. Swimming meets consists of competition in springboard and this. Platform, yep. He's the only man to win 4 Olympic gold medals in diving. Who is Greg Louganis? Swim and dive for 1,000. Dives can be performed in 4 positions: layout, pike, free, and this. What is tucked? Let's have a U.S. geography for 200. The lowest point in the Western Hemisphere is this site at the foot of the Panamint Mountains. Death Valley. Alright. He's probably the most sagacious human ruler in the Bible. I'm going to say who is Moses. No. Solomon. Alright. Type of meat you need to make roti de cheval à la cannelle. Horse. Alright. Etzel was the German name of this scourge of God. Attila the Hun. Alright. April 16th, the birthday of Queen Margrethe II, is a holiday in this country. Denmark. This river forms part of Maryland's border with Virginia and West Virginia. What is the Potomac? US 600. Several land speed records have been set on this barren saline plain in northwestern Utah. What is Bonneville Salt Flats? $800. Named for a U.S. president, it's Florida's most populous city. What is Jacksonville? Now the last clue. This island is the southernmost of New York City's 5 boroughs. What is Long Island? Pika-rupa! It's Staten Island. Staten Island. Final Jeopardy. World countries, I'll go 3,400. This island nation has the world's largest Muslim population. What is Indonesia? It is indeed Indonesia. So Daniel's getting $30,000 this segment. And we'll wrap it up for this segment. I'll see you all for the next one.